Hello CLAT warriors, hope you are doing good and constantly analyzing your mocks as well. And I hope you remember all the time कि सिर्फ mock देना important नहीं है, mock analysis उससे कहीं ज़्यादा important है to identify and address your mistakes. So moving on to our very first passage of RC. When Zomato CEO Deepinder Goyal publicly declared claims disputed by unions that the recent gig workers strike had failed. Now, who are gig workers? Like जो freelancers होते, right? The statement was meant to project normalcy, like everything is normal, right? Orders were delivered, apps stayed online. Gig worker strike had failed. क्यों? क्योंकि orders deliver हो रहे थे, app online था, capital circulate हो रही थी बिना किसी interruption के, right? Now, but what this moment really affirmed was not the resilience of service delivery, but the success of platform capitalism in organizing labor so completely that even collective resistance struggles to appear as resistance at all. Right? So, हमारा passage क्या, what our author is trying to convey is कि इतने normalcy का मतलब ये नहीं है that workers are treated fairly, that system is strong. Instead, ये क्या बता रहा है that platform companies have designed work in such a way that even strike does not cause a visible disruption. Now, the uninterrupted flow of orders disruption has been engineered out of the system. This framing is inseparable from a broader ideological claim that platforms are benevolent job creators and that exploitation, if it exists at all, is a misunderstanding, right? कि system इतना efficiently built किया गया है that workers are so replaceable that resistance does not even look like resistance anymore, right? The gig economy is thus positioned such a solution to unemployment rather than a symptom to a crisis-ridden labor market, but this situation cannot be grasped through the familiar language of demand, supply or consumer choice. Capitalism did not stumble into this configuration, nor did it ever forget labor. It actively organized labor's disappearance from the field of social recognition. So author is saying कि जो gig workers हैं, they are not a happy solution to unemployment. ये एक system है जो जानबूझ करके ऐसा बनाया गया है जहाँ पे जो labor है वो invisible है या powerless है, right? Now in India, the disappearance has always been structured through caste. All right. क्या बोल रहे हैं? अभी जो ऑथर है वो कनेक्ट कर रहा है इनविजिबिलिटी ऑफ लेबर को कास्टिज्म से. लॉन्ग बिफोर प्लेटफॉर्म्स लेबर वॉज हिडन, segregated and devalued. Domestic work enclosed within households and feminized factory labor disciplined by time and space, sanitization, waste and care work overwhelmingly performed by Dalit and caste oppressed workers. तो क्या बता रहा है कि डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म के पहले भी ऐसे लेबर एग्जिस्ट करते थे जैसे कि जो घर के अंदर छुपे डोमेस्टिक वर्क कंट्रोल स्ट्रिक्टली इन फैक्ट्रीज और पुश्ड आउट ऑफ पब्लिक व्यू, जैसे सैनिटेशन, वेस्ट, केयर वर्क, राइट. और ये जॉब किसके द्वारा किए जाते थे? मोस्टली बाय दलित एंड कास्ट ऑप्रेस. तो फिर आगे क्या बोल रहा है? दैट इनफॉर्मल लेबर वॉज विजिबल ओनली एज अ नेसेसिटी, नेवर एज right bearing work. This invisibility was not failure. Actually जो invisibility है failure नहीं है capitalism का, बल्कि it's enabling conditions. Caste function as social technological that stabilize exploitation across generation. What platform offer is not emancipatory visibility. author क्या बोल रहा है? That this is not a emancipatory visibility but a regime of operational visibility oriented entirely toward capital. So ये जो प्लेटफॉर्म है, ये जो इनविजिबिलिटी है, ये मिस्टेक नहीं है, ये इसने मदद की है कैपिटलिज्म की to function smoothly and caste work like a social tool. Author is saying that this casteism work like a social tool, right? And it helped capitalism function smoothly. Right, caste to keep this exploitation stable across generation, and platform did not free workers from the system. Instead, उन्होंने इसको digitize कर दिया. Workers now constantly tracked, timed, rated. Right, labor is tracked, timed, rated, and priced with unprecedented precision. while remaining politically invisible and structurally voiceless. Now, the worker appear to the consumer only as या तो कोई डिलीवरी पर्सन, बॉडी एट द डोर, और मूविंग डॉट ऑन अ मैप. वो जो वर्कर है वो सिर्फ इसी की तरीके से कंज्यूमर्स को कैसे देख रहा है, या तो मूविंग डॉट ऑन अ मैप कि कहाँ पहुँचा, एंड डिलीवरी पर्सन जब वो हमारे दरवाजे पे आ गया. नेवर एज अ वर्कर विथ क्लेम्स, कलेक्टिव पावर और बार्गेनिंग कैपेसिटी. दिस इज एक्सपोजर विदाउट पावर, बॉडीली प्रेजेंस विदाउट राइट्स. सो ऑथर इज सेइंग दैट दे आर सीन बट नॉट हर्ड, एंड दिस इज व्हाट द ऑथर कॉल्स विजिबिलिटी विदाउट पावर. राइट. तो ओवरऑल दिस पर्टिकुलर पैसेज इज आर्ग्यूइंग कि जो प्लेटफॉर्म कैपिटलाइजेशन है इसने एक ऐसा सिस्टम बना दिया है जहाँ पे वर्कर्स आर सो फ्रैगमेंटेड, ओवर सप्लाइड, कि अगर कभी वो स्ट्राइक किए भी तो दे आर नॉट स्ट्रक्चरली विजिबल, दे आर वॉइसलेस, दे आर पावरलेस. राइट. कमिंग ऑन टू द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. टू अ पैसेज most strongly suggests that the term platform capitalism refers to a system in which क्या option A, digital intermediaries leverage data and network effects to control labor and market without formal employment ties, and yes, A is the correct answer. पैसेज हमारा यही तो explain कर रहा है कि जो control, like the platform control worker through apps, through algorithms, right, through tracking, rating, right, do not treat worker as formal employee and workers replaceable, invisible even during strike. Right. So it is completely matching. A powerful digital middlemen that control labor and mark without giving workers rights or job securities. Right. Option B, workers collectively own the app. Okay, they use, thereby democratizing decision making over wages and condition. ये एकदम रिवर्स कर दिया है पैसेज के लॉजिक को. वर्कर्स डू नॉट ओन प्लेटफॉर्म, प्लेटफॉर्म कंट्रोल वर्कर्स. सो ऑप्शन बी रिवर्स द लॉजिक, इसलिए ये गलत है. स्टेट ओन एंटरप्राइज कोऑर्डिनेट गिग वर्कर टू एंश्योर फुल सोशल सिक्योरिटी कवरेज फॉर ऑल वर्कर्स. सी इज कॉन्ट्रडिक्टिंग द पैसेज. देयर इज नो रोल ऑफ स्टेट और सोशल सिक्योरिटी हियर. राइट. Traditional industrial firms directly hire workers on permanent contracts but use online tools to monitor productivity. Now D is also contradicting the passage. साफ साफ author ने बोला है कि platform with traditional factories and permanent jobs. Right? This is contradictory to the passage. Next question. In the context of passage, the recent strike by ride-hailing and food delivery workers in Indian cities are best understood as option A, sporadic, unorganized protests that have no connection to broader labor struggles in India. बिल्कुल गलत है. A is completely contradicting the passage, isn't it? It is connecting strikes to long-standing caste and labor histories, which is not mentioned in our passage. Isolated outbursts of anger caused solely extreme word by temporary glitches in the apps. Apps में glitches तो कोई बात ही, it is very trivial issue. Right? Passage is criticizing the entire system. Traditional trade union agitation seeking the nationalization of all platform companies. C is also incorrect because it invents demands nationalization, unions that are completely not mentioned in our passage. Yes, D is our correct answer. Why? Collective attempts to contest algorithmic control and precarious livelihoods within a new regime of accumulation. क्यों? हमारे पैसेज ने क्या बोला कि strike matter because they challenge algorithmic control, right? Expose job insecurity and replaceability, right? Reveal how resistance is made invisible, right? So though the strike are collective effort against a new fragile form of work, not random protest, right? So D is correct. Next question. Which of the following best captures the passage's treatment of caste in relation to gig work? Right? Caste hierarchies are reconfigured and often hidden within platform work, making some forms of labor and their performance socially visible. And yes, A is correct answer. Why? Because author हमें क्या बता रहा है, जो caste based labor है, that was always essential हमेशा एसेंशियल था बट इट वॉज इग्नोर्ड, वो भी अभी की तरह अंडरलाइन था, राइट. एंड प्लेटफॉर्म कंटिन्यू दिस इनविजिबिलिटी, और यही जो इनविजिबिलिटी या इग्नोरेंस थी वही प्लेटफॉर्म डिजिटली कर रहा है, राइट. सो वर्कर्स आर सीन एज सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स, नॉट right holders or citizens, right. So caste hierarchies are reconfigured, often hidden with platform work. So yes, A is correct answer. Caste is largely irrelevant. नहीं, बहुत ज़्यादा relevant है. It is directly contradicting the information present in passage. The passage only mentions caste as historical background. No, it is wrong because caste is actively linked to present day gig work, right. सिर्फ historical background से नहीं, अभी के लिए वो work connect कर रहा है, right. Platform work finally liberates workers from caste-based occupational restraints by randomizing all labor assignments. Again, D is reversing the logic. Platforms do not liberate, they intensify exploitation, isn't it? Coming to next question. The author's discussion of invisibility in relation to both caste and labor primarily serves to argue that platform workers intentionally hide their identities to gain more flexibility. ऐसा है क्या? No. It is false. Invisibility is imposed, it is not chosen. Highlighting how the comfort of middle class users depends on ignoring the conditions and identities of those who serve them. And yes, B is the correct answer. क्यों? क्योंकि हमारे पैसेज में साफ साफ लिखा गया है, बताया गया है कि how consumers see these workers as a dot moving on the map or as a body at your door, as a delivery person, right. So yes, B is the correct answer. Demonstrate that regulation have successfully anonymized workers to protect their privacy. No, C is also incorrect because no privacy laws or regulations are discussed, right. Suggest that invisibility is an unavoidable byproduct of any technologically mediated service. Now it contradicts the passage which says invisibility is deliberate, ऑर्गेनाइज्ड, नॉट अनअवॉइडेबल. यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहा है, ये अनअवॉइडेबल है, जबकि पैसेज में बोल रहा है दिस इज डेलिब्रेट, दिस इज स्ट्रैटेजिक, राइट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. The passage's critique of the entrepreneurship narrative surrounding gig workers is primarily that it emphasizes skill development and training that genuinely improve workers' bargaining power. No, A is incorrect. It benefits skill development, जो कि पैसेज ने कहीं मेंशन ही नहीं किया. Romanticizes dependency and risk shifting as autonomy, thereby undermining claims for labor rights. And yes, B is the correct answer because पैसेज ने क्या कैसे पोर्ट्रे किया गिग वर्कर्स को कि वो भैया बहुत फ्रीडम है, उनको काम करने में फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है कि कभी भी काम करो, लेकिन असलियत में क्या है, इट शिफ्ट रिस्क to workers, right. Hides insecurity, weakens claims for labor rights, right. So B is the correct answer. Encourages workers to collectivize and form cooperatives that can negotiate better rates. Why C is incorrect? Because it is contradicting the passage which stresses denial of collective power, right. Accurately reflects the freedom workers enjoy to choose clients and set their own prices. Now D directly contradicts the text again. Workers do not control prices or clients at all. Next passage. For far too long, African youth have been told that democracy is something imported. Okay, ठीक है. Author कैसे शुरू कर रहा है? He is starting by challenging a common belief जो African youth को बताया जाता है कि जो democracy है, it is foreign to Africa, right? It is something imported. It is something foreign, right? Something borrowed, something foreign to their identity. But history gives us a very different truth. Democracy is not an idea that arrived from the West. It is a human idea. And Africa practiced it long before modern states existed. Author is saying कि long before colonial power drew borders across Africa, वहाँ की societies already democracy को practice कर रहे थे. Africa's democratic inheritance is older than the colonial borders that sliced the continent into fragments. In the Somali Shire, every man could stand, argue and vote in open councils that decided collective affairs. Now this is the premise that author is presenting and giving us these examples, supporting details कि कहाँ कहाँ कैसे कैसे इसको follow किया जाता था, practice किया जाता था. Oromo system developed rotating leadership and fixed term limit centuries before they became fashionable anywhere else. Igbo communities governed through village assemblies that rejected kings and insisted on consensus. The Ashanti used councils of elders to check the power of chiefs, right? Fear and removed them when they broke trust. Botswana provided public debate forums where leaders listened more than they spoke. These systems did not look identical to modern democracies, but the principle was unmistakable. Power must serve the community and the community must hold power accountable. So the main point is democracy existed in Africa long before colonialism, right? It is not foreign to Africa and it has been established through all these examples. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Democratic ideas are not confined to any one civilization. Ancient Athens developed its own form of citizen rule. ठीक है, Ancient Athens ने अपनी citizenship participation, Islamic system का अपना shura consultation, ठीक है. Confucian models in East Asia built a meritocratic civil service long before Europe did, right? तो तीसरा example East Asia का है. फिर and when modern democracy regained momentum in 18th century, फिर US made a historic contribution by not only establishing it but sustaining it through institutions that could survive war, crisis, political division, and that legacy is real and should never be dismissed. But democracy's story is not Western, it is human, and Africa's contribution to it is undeniable. तो author is acknowledging, author क्या कर रहा है यहाँ पे, acknowledge कर रहा है अमेरिका का contribution, लेकिन it is also insisting that democracy is human, it is not Western, and Africa is rightful part of this shared global tradition, right? Now, today young Africans face a new challenge. क्या? That they are living in attention economy. In the attention economy where anger spreads faster. What is attention economy? A system where attention, emotion and clicks matter the most, right? So attention economy जहाँ पे anger spreads faster, right? False information spreads quickly, misinformation, right? And leaders feel pressure to act fast rather than carefully. उन्हें जल्दी act करना rather than carefully act करना. Environment creates enormous pressure on leaders to react rather than reflect. कि सोच समझ के reflect, rather than being reflective, they are being faster to act. It rewards the strongman spirit instead of institutions marathon. तो author क्या कह रहा है कि this environment favors strongman, like a strongman, authoritarian leadership, right? Who promise quick solution, कि हम जल्दी तुमको solution दे देंगे. लेकिन जो author है वो क्या argue कर रहा है that democracy is a long term, democracies win marathons, not sprints. Like it is a long run, it is a long term system like marathon, it is not a sprint. And short term authoritarian control may look attractive but it cannot provide lasting stability, right? अपीलिंग लग सकती है लेकिन स्टेबिलिटी इससे नहीं आएगी. किससे आएगी? डेमोक्रेसी से आएगी. अफ्रीका कैन नॉट अफोर्ड टू ट्रेड लॉन्ग टर्म फ्रीडम फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म फ्रस्ट्रेशन. अफ्रीका कैन नॉट अफोर्ड दिस sprint instead of marathon. Modern African societies are not starting from zero. Author is saying that Botswana democratic resilience, Senegal's peaceful, again many other examples presented that short term authoritarian control attractive लग सकता है लेकिन lasting stability नहीं provide कराएगा. उसको establish करने के लिए author फिर से examples दे रहा है कि बोट्सवाना का strong democratic tradition है, सेनेगल का peaceful power transfer है, घाना की strengthening institution है, केनिया का judicial independence है, right? All these examples are present. Now at the same time problems like corruption, contested election exist, and author क्या बोल रहे हैं that admitting problems is part of democratic growth. Naming these problems honestly is not weakness. If you are admitting and acknowledging the problem, this is not weakness. This is how democracy works, how democracy grow. Reclaiming democracy today must also mean expanding it. The system of past often excludes women and marginalized groups. A modern African democracy must belong equally to women, young people, minorities, and all those whose voices were historically silenced. Reclaiming an inheritance does not mean returning to past, it means carrying it forward with greater justice. So, author is saying कि जो true democracy है, it should be inclusive, positive and forward looking, right? So, hope you have understood the passage. Moving on to the next question. Which statement best captures the author's view on the relationship between strongman leadership and democratic institutions, right? Strongman leadership offers faster and more stable government than democratic institution. गलत है, कैसे गलत है? Because it is reversing the logic. Passage is rejecting the idea that strongman provides stable government, right? इसलिए A is wrong, just opposite. Democratic institution provide long term stability. यही चीज़ बिल्कुल हमारे पैसेज में भी स्टेटेड है. वहीं पे जो स्ट्रॉन्ग मैन, जो अथॉरिटेरियन रिजीम है, वो क्या करती है? इट इज़ जस्ट अ स्प्रिंट, इट इज़ जस्ट अ शॉर्ट टर्म सर्टेनिटी, राइट? एंड यस, यही हमारा बिल्कुल सही आंसर है, इजंट इट? डेमोक्रेसी इज विन मैराथन्स, नॉट स्प्रिंट्स. स्ट्रॉन्ग मैन लीडरशिप इज preferable in all African contexts. It is बिल्कुल opposite, isn't it? Passage directly contradicts this thought. Both forms of leadership have equal merits. Nahi, D is clearly incorrect because author does not treat both system as equal. Contradicting. According to the passage, which of the following is not mentioned as a democratic practice in traditional African societies? The Oromo Gada system's rotational leadership. साफ साफ है, लिखा है हमारा क्वेश्चन, नॉट मेंशन, दिस इज मेंशन, ठीक है. स्वाना एज अ फोरम ऑफ पब्लिक डिबेट, इट इज ऑल्सो मेंशन. अशांति काउंसिल्स ऑफ एल्डर्स टू चेक चीफ्स पावर, ये भी साफ साफ दिया हुआ है. तो सही क्या है? द इम्पोजिशन ऑफ किंगशिप इन इग्बो कम्युनिटीज. लिखा क्या है कि इग्बो कम्युनिटीज रिजेक्टेड किंगशिप. इम्पोजिशन नहीं था, रिजेक्ट किया था, एंड गवर्न थ्रू विलेज असेंबलीज. सो डी इज इनकरेक्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. द ऑथर सजेस्ट दैट रिक्लेमिंग डेमोक्रेसी टुडे must include which of the following expansions? Returning exclusively to traditional political system? No, incorrect. Why? Because it is contradicting, right? Reclaiming does not mean returning to the past, right? Excluding women and marginalized groups from political processes. It is the opposite of what author is arguing in our passage, isn't it? Ensuring democracy belongs equally to women, youth, minorities and silenced voices explicitly mentioned in last para, isn't it? So C is the correct answer. Prioritizing economic development over political inclusion. D is not mentioned anywhere कि हमको economic development को prioritize करना over political inclusion. Next question. The author's attitude toward Africa's modern democratic challenges can best be described as pessimistic and dismissive. No, the author is not dismissive. Extreme है, right? Realistic but hopeful about growth and adaptation. And हाँ, बिल्कुल सही बात है. क्यों? क्योंकि ऑथर ऑनेस्टली सारी प्रॉब्लम्स को नेम कर रहा है. क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स? करप्शन है ना, कंटेस्टेड इलेक्शंस, फिर उसके बाद हाउ इट इज़ पॉजिटिव, लाइक इट इज़ ही इज़ ऑल्सो हाईलाइटिंग सक्सेस स्टोरीज एंड अडेप्टेशन. इसलिए इट इज़ रियलिस्टिक बट होपफुल अबाउट ग्रोथ एंड अडेप्टेशन. इंडिफरेंट एंड न्यूट्रल, बिल्कुल नहीं. भर भर के इमोशनली चार्ज ऑथर इज क्लियरली टेकिंग अ पोजिशन. Overly optimistic without acknowledging, nahi, challenges are openly acknowledged. So D is opposite. Next question. In the passage, the author contrasts ancient African democratic traditions with modern democracies by emphasizing that power must serve the community is a shared foundation. And yes, A is our correct answer because passage में साफ साफ लिखा गया है कि these systems did not look identical. ये आइडेंटिकल टू मॉडर्न डेमोक्रेसीज नहीं है, बट द प्रिंसिपल वॉज अनमिस्टेकेबली पावर मस्ट सर्व द कम्युनिटी, राइट. सो shared foundation is accountability and service to community. Ancient system lacked any form of, nahi, opposite, right. Many accountability के examples भर भर के दिए गए हैं. Their structures are identical, no explicitly denied in the passage कि identical है. Modern democracy is superior in every way, no, never claimed by author. Next passage. In the mid-1950s, IBM approached Jacques, a classics professor at the Sorbonne, with a question. They were about to sell a new kind of computer in France, the Model 650. What they asked, should it be called? Not the model itself, but rather the whole class of device it represented. An obvious option was calculator, the literal French translation of computer. But IBM wanted something that conveyed more than arithmetic. Dear sir, Parrott replied, how about ordinator? So ordinator is something that organize, that order, right? It is a correctly formed word which is even found in literature, the standard 19th century French dictionary, as an adjective designating God who brings order to the world. The word of this kind has the advantage of easily supplying a verb, ordiner, a translation. Right? So author is saying कि how French word for computer was deliberately chosen to reflect a broader idea of ordering information, not just calculating, right? Now, besides, Parrott added, the implicitly feminine connotation already present in IBM's marketing material could carry over to the new term. तो उन्होंने बोला कि पेरेट ने ये भी नोटिस किया कि जो ब्रोशर्स हैं उसमें सिर्फ फीमेल नेम्स हैं फॉर मशीन्स, राइट. रीरीडिंग द ब्रोशर यू गेव मी, आई सी द सेवरल ऑफ योर डिवाइस आर designated by female agent names. Trios, tabulatrix, ordinatrix would be perfectly possible. My preference would be to go for ordinatrix electronique. The female reference was not entirely inappropriate. Up until mid-20th century, the term computer meant an office clerk, usually woman, performing calculations by hand or with the help of mechanical device, right. So this made a sense historical, right. क्यों? कि 20th century तक जो computer word था वो एक person को refer किया जाता था, usually a woman, जो अपना हाथ से calculation करती थी without any mechanical tool, right. Now, IBM's new machine, however, was intended for general information processing. The masculine and godlike version prevailed. The term soon entered common language. Every computer in France became known as ordinator. The IBM Model 650 was sold from 1953 to 62. Its console unit ran on about 2,000 vacuum tubes in conjunction with a spinning magnetic drum capable of storing about 20,000 digits. It was the size of a couple of large refrigerator. Size क्या था? बड़े से फ्रिज जैसा. Accompanying power supply was about the same size again. The first one was installed in the controller's office of Old John Hancock building in Boston headquarters. Its job was to calculate sales commission for the company's 7,000 or so insurance agents. So, however, IBM's new machine was designed for general information processing, calculation के लिए नहीं, लेकिन आखिरी में जो masculine form ordinator, which also had a grand godlike meaning, it was chosen. और ये जो word है बहुत ही जल्दी एक standard term बन गया कंप्यूटर के लिए फ्रांस में. उसके बाद 1953 से 62 तक इनने बहुत बढ़िया सेल की, इनॉर्मस था, राइट. इसके साइज़ के बारे में डिस्कस हुआ, इसकी वर्किंग के बारे में बता रहे हैं ऑथर की, वैक्यूम ट्यूब्स, मैग्नेटिक ड्रम्स, साइज, स्टोरेज, एंड फर्स्ट मॉडल वाज इंस्टॉल्ड इन बॉस्टन. सो दिस पैराग्राफ एक्सप्लेन्स व्हाट द IBM Model 650 was like and how it was first used, right. Now, the Model 650 was a big success. IBM initially thought they might make 50 of them. In the end, sold more than, मतलब इट वॉज अ बिग, सोचा था उन्होंने पहले 50 बनाएंगे, लेकिन बिके कितने शुरू में? 2000. नॉट टेरिबली इंप्रेसिव नंबर्स इन कंपैरिजन विद आईफोन सेल्स to be sure, but not bad for device whose price started at about $1.5 million in current US dollars. What drove sales to IBM's initial surprise was the variety of its commercial applications. Alright, it was put to work to run payrolls, manage inventory, analyze sales and control cost. Its hardware was quickly augmented by the first commercial disk drive, the RAMAC, which could store about 3.75 megabytes of data. तो कंप्यूटर वॉज लेटर अपग्रेडेड टू रैमैक, पहला कमर्शियल डिस्क ड्राइव जिसमें आप तुरंत डेटा को एक्सेस कर सकते हो इंस्टेड ऑफ वेटिंग फॉर पंच गार्ड्स, एंड दिस मेड रियल टाइम प्रोसेसिंग पॉसिबल. राइट, एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल वॉज एन अर्ली application, but it also allowed companies to look up clients' records immediately and, for example, decide on the spot whether to extend a policy or credit line. From then on, the breadth and depth of computerized data endlessly expanded. The paper records and handbooks of late 19th century became the relational databases for the late 20th. So this technology enabled new application, air traffic control, instantly keeping check of customer records. So overall, this paragraph shows how early computers transformed business by enabling real-time data processing, right? And और क्या बताया इसमें? लार्ज स्केल इंफॉर्मेशन स्टोरेज, बिकॉज स्टोरेज की भी बात हो रही है, राइट? सो दिस वाज ऑल. मूविंग ऑन टू द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Fill in the blanks with the most appropriate option to make the sentence contextually correct as per the passage. The adoption of ordinator illustrates how a technological term may carry both theological resonance, invoking divine order, and pragmatic utility, aligning with marketing strategies and cultural acceptance. And yes, A is the correct answer. ठीक है, because question क्या हमसे टेस्ट कर रहा है? It is testing whether we understand the dual meaning of word ordinator, right? Dual meaning of word ordinator, and yes, theological and pragmatic. Right? It is symbolic, religious meaning, and its practical usefulness for IBM. Right? अब अगर हम linguistic और accidental देखेंगे तो भाई B तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा irrelevant हो गया. It misses that divine choice, like divine meaning, right? And the choice is random, accidental, ऐसा तो कुछ भी नहीं, right? Philosophical and decorative, चलो philosophical का ही हुआ, नहीं decorative नहीं है. Decorative sounds very superficial. Symbolic and trivial. Trivial contradicts the serious business, है ना? Trivial से ये गड़बड़ हो गया, यहाँ decorative से हो गया, यहाँ accidental से हो गया. So A is the best choice we have. Next question. IBM's marketing emphasis on feminine agent names Trius, Tabulatrix suggests that early computing technology was perceived as a simple challenge to male-dominated academic institutions. No, ऐसा कहीं भी कुछ भी mention नहीं किया गया है. Irrelevant. A scientific discipline requiring precision and authority, too abstract. It ignores that gendered history, right? Mechanical extension of clerical tasks historically performed by women, yes, explicitly stated in our passage, right? क्योंकि machine से पहले कौन calculation करता था? Women. So using feminine terms like trios shows that early machines were seen as mechanical versions of women's clerical work, right? Cultural import from English into French society, D is also incorrect because the issue is gendered labor, not a language borrowing, not related to language, right? Next question. Choose the option that best improves the underlined portion. The Model 650 was revolutionary not only because it automated calculation but because it also enabled real-time information retrieval, a novelty in commercial computing. ठीक है. Option A, but also for enabling real-time information. Did you understand the question? It is testing our clarity, grammar, formal, academic tone, right? That's why. So option A अगर हम देखें तो but also for enabling real-time information retrieval, novel in commercial computing. No, grammatically okay है, but it is less smooth and slightly compressed, right? इसलिए हम A को नहीं लेंगे. But because of enabling novelty with real-time information retrieval in commercial computing, again it is awkward and unclear because of enabling novelty, right? Next, but also because it enabled real-time information retrieval, novel in the commercial sphere, again vague phrase, commercial sphere. It weakens the precision, right? And so बचा गया हमारे पास D. But also because it enabled real-time information retrieval, which was novel in commercial computing. It has clear structure, it has correct grammar, it has smooth explanation of cause and significance, right? Which was novel. This clearly refers to real-time retrieval, right? So D is our correct answer. Next question. Which of the following sentences does not fit logically with the rest? Okay. The Model 650 success demonstrated the commercial potential of general purpose computing. Fits commercial success, isn't it? तो ये हमारा आंसर नहीं है. Adoption of ordinator in French was shaped by culture as well as linguistic choices. ये भी सही हो रहा है. Naming ordinator involves cultural linguistic choices, right? Modern smartphone vastly outnumber the Model 60. Fits explicitly. ऐसा comparison हमारे passage में किया हुआ है, right? Option D देखते हैं. The Model 650 was the first fully portable personal computer. फ्रिज के साइज का था, है ना? अवेलेबल फॉर होम यूज. मॉडल 650 ह्यूज था, फ्रिज के रेफ्रिजरेटर के साइज का था, एंड इट वाज यूज्ड बाय कॉर्पोरेशंस, नॉट होम, राइट? तो डी डज नॉट लॉजिकली फिट. नेक्स्ट पैसेज. It's the rainy season on the Llanos of south central Venezuela. Except for small rises of high ground, the savannas are flooded under several inches to several feet of water. Game has migrated out of the area and fish are dispersed and difficult to find, but underground tubers are plump. तो क्या बोल रहा है कि एक डिस्क्रिप्शन, एक बहुत ही विविड डिस्क्रिप्शन हमको मिल रहा है, ठीक है, कि कैसे एक रेनी सीजन है वेनेजुएला में, है ना? Underground tubers grow well in this wet soil and are easy to find, है ना? Now my husband and I have been living with the Pume South American hunter-gatherers, ठीक है, for some months. On a hungry morning, we accompany a group of women and children walking single file to where they know the tubers are easy to dig out of the soggy, shallow sand. Right? What are tubers? Tubers are underground plant parts like roots, for example, potato, carrot, right? Even young girls under the age of 5 have their own small baskets to fill with the thumb-sized tubers that are the main source of food in this time of year, right? So, when hunting and fishing fail during rainy season, जो प्लांट फूड है जैसे ट्यूबर्स बिकम द मेन रिलायबल फूड सोर्स, हमको यहाँ से ये पता चल रहा है. और विमेन एंड चिल्ड्रन एक्टिवली गैदर फूड, चाहे वो 5 साल की छोटी बच्ची ना हो, ही क्यों ना हो, इट दे प्ले अ मेजर रोल इन फीडिंग द कम्युनिटी, राइट? नाउ बैक एट कैंप, the men who had gone hunting and fishing that day had no luck. Women and children divvy up tasks, peeling, slicing, soaking, to neutralize their bitterness. Later, after they are roasted soft in coals, people share the food out across hearths. Hunger seated by another day. What is a hearth? Like cooking fire, right? I am an anthropologist who has studied how women and children spend their time in hunter-gatherer and subsistence farming societies for the past 30 years. Over the decades, it has puzzled me why meat has dominated the story of human. So, author is saying कि women's and children's food work is essential, लेकिन it has been overlooked. Meat has dominated the story of human revolution, है ना? Author is explaining कि मैं एक anthropologist हूँ, और ये एक लॉन्ग पजल है, बहुत दिनों का एक पजल है कि क्यों ह्यूमन एवोल्यूशन स्टोरीज फोकस ऑन men hunting meat while ignoring how women and children contribute, right? They spend consistently, they try to provide food. So her research shows that daily food security mostly comes from women and children, not hunting. ठीक है. Usually processed in some way on the collective table day in day out. While human diets vary widely across the culture, food processing is common to them all. Other than some fruits, berries and leafy greens, most food in traditional diets worldwide are processed in one way or another, जैसे cracked, ground, pounded, grated, sifted, winnowed, mashed, peeled, smashed, right? What is winnowed? Like separated grain from husk, जैसे धान से चावल को अलग करते हैं, ठीक है. Descaled, deboned, butchered, boiled, roasted and otherwise cooked, right? So food processing is a basic human activity found in all societies, isn't it? Now taking these extra steps gave human a survival edge when seasons were lean, favored, foods were depleted, and when home ranges became constricted because of conflict or population pressure. Processing food broadens and diversifies our diets, allowing to thrive in a wide range of environments. Over the last 3 million years of evolution, breaking food down into small absorbable bits shifted from a primarily gastrointestinal process to an external process. तो क्या बोल रहा होता है हमारा यहाँ पे कि जो food processing है, it has allowed humans to eat more food, diversify कर दिया, broaden कर दिया, diversify कर दिया, right? फूड सेफली एंड सर्वाइव इन मैनी एनवायरनमेंट्स, कि आप घर में ही रख करके बना करके, जब बारिश में आपको हंटिंग करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. वीट ग्रेन्स लाइक वीट, कॉर्न, राइट, एंड एवरीथिंग. सो फूड प्रोसेसिंग reshaped the human body and helped enable brain growth as well, right? Many foods human consume are indigestible or toxic without first being processed. Right? Food processing changed not just diet but human evolution itself, right? A staple in South Africa, Caribbean contains a cyanide derivative that is noxious if eaten raw, right? Other common vegetables, blah blah blah, but they are toxic, lethal or bitter. Examples of food that are toxic, lethal or taste bitter, but once pounded, once processed, they are now suitable to consume, right? Now processing extends the lifespan of food. Author is also saying कि अगर हम इसको process करते हैं तो it extends the life of a food. During non-growing seasons, both hunter-gatherers and agriculturists rely on stored food. Much of the world would have remained uninhabitable if humans hadn't perfected storage. Right? People who live at high latitude and elevation or have refrigeration can preserve food. Otherwise, it must be dried, salted or smoked. जैसे हमारा अचार रहता है या बहुत सारी चीज़ें. Then secreted in a protected place so vermin don't get in. Right? Like pets, vermin, pets, like not pets, sorry, insects like rats or something that can destroy food, है ना? The evolutionary legacy of softening and breaking down food left its testimony on human body. Over time, the thick, massive teeth of our early Homo ancestors were replaced by much smaller, more refined, thinner enamel teeth, robust skulls with bony protuberance that anchored chewing muscles gave way to more delicate faces and jaws as our heads functioned less to buttress ability to chew. Mastication system, masticating like chewing, है ना? They made room for brain expansion. Eating partially pre-digested food also relaxed the need for a large and metabolically costly gastrointestinal tract, evidenced by our relatively small gut. So how this processed food is helping human to evolve, shaped human biology, supported brain expansion, yet they have been historically undervalued comparing to hunting, right? Nice perspective, isn't it? The author's main critique of dominant narratives in human evolution is, क्या बात है, देखते हैं. They have overstated the biological role, overstated, of gastrointestinal evolution in favor of brain development? No. The passage does not criticize brain versus gut evolution as competing ideas. It explains how they are connected, right? They prioritize male hunting and meat over the vital foraging contribution of women and children, and yes, B is the correct answer. यही बात तो पैसेज में रिपीटेडली बोली गई है कि बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस किस में किया गया है, men hunting meat, ignoring the daily reliable food work by women and children, right? They underestimate the impact of tuber cultivation on early human diets. बहुत ज़्यादा नैरो है ऑप्शन सी हमारा. ट्यूबर्स आर एन एग्जाम्पल, नॉट द मेन क्रिटिक. हमने पढ़ा ना, एग्जाम्पल कैन नॉट बी योर द आंसर फॉर मेन क्रिटिक और मेन आइडिया, राइट? दे रॉन्गली अज्यूम द फूड प्रोसेसिंग इमर्ज्ड एज अ लेट cultural innovation rather than an evolutionary driver. No, D is incorrect because the author argues that food processing was an early evolutionary driver, not a late cultural add-on, right? Making D incorrect. Next question. The description of the Pume's women and children digging tubers functions primarily as ethnographic counterpoint that destabilizes the assumption of male-centered subsistence. Yes, A सही आंसर है. क्यों? जो प्यूम का एग्जाम्पल है वो क्या दिखाता है? That men fail to bring food in rainy season, right? And जो women और children हैं, they succeed to gather food, right? So yes, this is a counterpoint. A nostalgic narrative meant to romanticize? No, it is wrong because the tone is factual. बिल्कुल भी romantic या nostalgic नहीं है, right? A tangential anecdote illustrating the cultural uniqueness of Pume? नहीं, गलत है because example is central, not any side story, right? A scientific control case used to demonstrate differences in gastrointestinal physiology. Now it is again incorrect because the passage is not a lab or physiological experiment, right? Next question. Which of the following best captures the implicit link the authors make between food processing and human anatomy? Externalized digestion via food processing drove the evolution of smaller jaws and expanded brains. हाँ, यही तो हमने पढ़ा, राइट? बिल्कुल सही आंसर है हमारा कि जैसे जैसे दे ह्यूमन बिगैन प्रोसेसिंग द फूड, इससे क्या है, हमारे दांतों को और जॉ को थोड़ी कम मेहनत करनी पड़ी और उससे हमारी जो एनर्जी थी और वो काफ़ी फ्री हो गई. एंड जो हम खाना चबाने और इन सब चीज़ों हमारी एनर्जी जा रही थी वो थोड़ा ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट में चली गई, तो हमारा दिमाग डेवलप हो गया, राइट? सो यस, A is the correct answer, right? Anatomical changes in the jaw and skull forced human to develop food processing. Opposite, it reverses. Option B is reversing the cause and effect, right? The reduction of gastrointestinal size occurred independently of food processing and reflects broader climate pressures. Now it introduces climate pressure, which the passage does not discuss at all. Anatomical evidence of dietary change is inconclusive, suggesting cultural rather than evolutionary transformation. Now it contradicts the author who clearly sees strong evolutionary evidence in the last paragraph of the passage, right? Next question, क्या tone है passage की? Is it polemical, seeking to discredit prevailing evolutionary theories? नहीं. क्या polemical, aggressive है क्या? नहीं है, right? Author is critical, hostile नहीं है. Reflective yet corrective, combining ethnographic observation with scientific argument, and yes, B is our correct answer because passage reflects thoughtfully to long-term research, right? It corrects biased narratives जो भी थे कि men hunting meat, prioritization, right? And uses calm evidence-based argument present कर रहा है. It blends personal observation with science, making the tone reflective yet corrective, right? Detached and technical, बिल्कुल गलत है. It ignores the storytelling and ethnographic detail, फोकसिंग narrowly on physiological ना, बाकी सब उतनी सारी जो बातें हुई वो कहाँ गई, राइट. एक्सपोजिटरी विद सेलिब्रेटरी एडमिरेशन ऑफ हंटर, नो, ओवरस्टेट्स admiration. The focus is analytical, it is not celebratory. Next question. The repeated cataloging of food processing verbs, cracked, ground, pounded, grated, serves what rhetorical purpose? Okay. To emphasize the laborious and time-intensive nature of subsistence practices. A. Incorrect है, क्यों? Because it mentions effort but misses the larger point of universality. Right? Now, option B. To underscore the universality and cultural continuity of food processing. Yes, B is the correct answer because food processing happens हर जगह होती है ना. Food processing happens everywhere, right? Across culture, time, right? So in many different forms. So this stresses universality and continuity, supporting the argument that food processing is fundamental to being human, making B correct answer. To highlight the linguistic richness of ethnographic terminology, wrong. The list is not about language richness, isn't it? To create a rhythmic narrative break before the transition to evolutionary implication, now may be stylistically true, but it is not the main purpose, isn't it? All right. Next passage. To visit to the doctors in a new country always offer a unique glimpse into the finer cultural mores surrounding giving. What is mores? Like special customs, norms, है ना, mores surrounding giving and receiving care. In my native Serbia, the doctor would shake their head in exasperation. Exasperation is frustration, annoyance. Averting their gaze like averting their gaze यानी कि दूर कहीं देखने लगना, ठीक है. Averting their gaze to spare, like looking away, to spare me from the shame I should feel for having wasted so long to come. When did this fever start? 2 whole days ago. Well, their whole demeanor says, what is demeanor? The outward appearance, the outward attitude, right? Demeanor says, who knows if there is anything we can do now? They will eventually give me one long look full of disappointment, and I heave a deep sigh to make sure I understand just how inexcusably irresponsible I have been, and then they'll order all sorts of tests just in case. In Serbia, you never needed to look after yourself too much because others would do that for you. The function of worrying, so useful for monitoring our health, was exported into the general culture. You couldn't push through on your own when everyone, whether you knew them or not, was constantly braced to offer remedies for whatever was or wasn't ailing you, right? Ailing means illness, right? So this particular lines, यहाँ पे हमें सर्बियन मेडिकल कल्चर के बारे में पता चल रहा है. It reflects a collective society जहाँ पे सब एक दूसरे की care, worry, responsibility are shared by everyone, right? Now, from the collectivist culture, I move to one where not relying on my own individual robustness caused dismay. ठीक है. अभी author is moving to something else. देखते हैं क्या. I move to one where not relying on my own individual robustness caused dismay. यानी no one was there to care for him. In Netherlands, यानी सर्बिया से नीदरलैंड को अब हमारा ऑथर कंट्रास्ट कर रहा है. When I was unwell, people would wish me strength. ठीक है, get well soon. Not blankets and soup, not care and comfort, and then they would give me my privacy कि ठीक है अपने हाल पे पड़े रहो. Illness and recovery were a personal matter and the doctor was a representative of his culture, ready to send me away before I even entered the clinic. Whether I clearly needed surgery or had a common bug, every interaction followed the same pattern reminiscent of a Middle Eastern bazaar. I would state my symptoms and the doctor would react with surprises as to why I am telling him all that. What does that have to do with him? What is my question? There had to be a question. Then I would ask for a specific treatment or a diagnostic test and he would respond as if I am requesting something extravagant. Instead, he would suggest that we do nothing. Extravagant? You understood na? Something extra, not reasonable, है ना? Excessive. So, यहाँ पे डच मेडिकल केयर, नीदरलैंड के मेडिकल कल्चर के ऊपर एम्फेसाइज किया जा रहा है कि हाउ इंडिविजुअल्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, रिस्ट्रेंट एंड मिनिमल इंटरवेंशन, राइट, जो वो पढ़े रहो अपने हिसाब से, ठीक है. सो दिस शोज अ कल्चर दैट वैल्यूज इंडिविजुअल रेजिलियंस, सेल्फ मैनेजमेंट इवन one is sick. Instead, he would suggest that we do nothing. Starting position would thus be set and the bargaining for care could begin. The UK offered a different sort of surprise. All right. Author then describes her experience in UK, which brings her to another surprise. I went in with a particularly persistent cough only to be told by the doctor that she doesn't recommend cough syrup because all that does is make you feel better. Author ने बोला कि ये आपको सिर्फ अच्छा फील कराता है, ये आपकी इलनेस को क्योर नहीं करता है. सो डोंट टेक cough syrup if you are having cough. And with that I was jolted from the gentle familiarity that came from a sense of belonging in this culture where I speak the language and I am part of privileged majority on a wide set of demographics. I was without a doubt in foreign territory. Author ने क्या बोला? That exactly shocked her, right? Because she was expecting treatment to provide comfort, not just efficiency, right? So the British doctor was following a gold standard evidence-based policy that combines treatment outcomes with cost and availability. My understanding is that studies found that people who take cough syrup report that illness clears their system more or less in same amount of time as people who do not take cough syrup. Another way of putting this is that the syrup does not attack the bug that causes the illness. All it does is temporarily ease discomfort, perhaps no better or worse than other remedies. A great deal of precision and skill goes into formulating care pathways based on the best available evidence. My experience, however, underscores that something fundamental can be missed. Feeling better is what most of us want from a visit to the doctor. तो ऑथर क्या बोल रही है कि ब्रिटिश सिस्टम क्या एविडेंस बेस्ड मेडिसिन फॉलो करता है. मेरा ट्रीटमेंट, उसका ट्रीटमेंट कैसे चूज़ किया गया था? रिसर्च, कॉस्ट इफेक्टिवनेस में. उन्होंने बोला कि तुम पियो या ना पियो कफ सिरप, तुम्हारा खांसी उतने ही टाइम में लगभग ठीक हो जाएगा. कफ सिरप क्या करता है? एक कंफर्ट दे देता है फॉर टाइम बीइंग, राइट. सो दे डू नॉट, द डॉक्टर डिडंट प्रिस्क्राइब कफ सिरप. स्टडीज ने क्या बोलते हैं? कफ सिरप डज नॉट शॉर्टन इलनेस, सो इट इज़ डिस्करेज्ड कि मत लो ही मत. लेकिन ठीक है, ऑथर कह रही है कि ये जो अप्रोच है ये साइंटिफिकली साउंड तो है, लेकिन ऑथर इज सेइंग दैट समथिंग इज मिसिंग, समथिंग फंडामेंटल इज मिसिंग. कि हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते क्यों हैं? ताकि हम बेहतर फील कर सके, राइट. सो एविडेंस बेस्ड मेडिकल सिस्टम में ओवरलुक पेशेंट्स इमोशनल नीड टू फील बेटर, नॉट जस्ट बीइंग इफेक्टिव और एफिशिएंट. ठीक है, दिस इज व्हाट दिस थर्ड cultural perspective is saying. Now coming on to the first question. ठीक है, which of the following best captures the contrast between Serbian and Dutch approaches to illness as described in the passage? Serbia externalizes worry to society. हाँ, बहुत ज़्यादा केयर थी. While the Netherlands centralizes responsibility into the onto the individual कि हाँ भाई get well soon. ठीक है, अब जो भी है सब तुम्हारे वो उसमें टेक योर एन्जॉय योर प्रिवेसी. एंड येस, यही बात तो कही गई है, राइट, कि नीदरलैंड में इट वॉज अ पर्सनल मैटर. सर्बिया रिलाइज ऑन मॉडर्न एविडेंस बेस्ड केयर विद नीदरलैंड डिपेंड्स ऑन. कोई भी ऐसी बात नहीं कही गई है. सी क्यों गलत है? सी एकदम रिवर्स कर रहा है लॉजिक को. सर्बिया इज कलेक्टिव, नॉट ऑटोनॉमी फोकस्ड, राइट. सर्बिया प्रायोरिटाइज मेडिकल एफिशिएंसी वाइल द नीदरलैंड प्रायोरिटाइजेस फाइनेंशियल pragmatism. No, incorrect. Neither efficiency nor financial pragmatism is focused in this particular comparison, right? ये तो यूके में आया था. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन 21 क्या बोलता है? In describing the UK doctor's refusal to prescribe cough syrup, the author conveys a sense of ironic detachment since the recommendation undermines the very purpose of seeking care. Yes, A is सही आंसर. क्यों? डॉक्टर रिफ्यूज कर रहा है कि तुम कफ सिरप मत लो. क्यों? इससे तुमको सिर्फ अच्छा फील होगा, कंफर्टिंग फील होगा. ठीक तुम उतने टाइम में होगे अगर तुम नहीं भी कफ सिरप लोगे तो भी, राइट? सो लेकिन जो फीलिंग बेटर इज एग्जैक्टली हम अच्छा फील करें, इसीलिए तो हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, इजंट इट? नहीं तो बॉडी तो सेल्फ फील कर ही लेगी, right? So the author notes this very calmly and thoughtfully, not angrily. So this is the ironic detachment, right? Outrage, bilkul very strong. Author is surprised, not outraged. Resigned, no. The author does not show any admiration or submission, nothing. ठीक है? Humorous exaggeration of cultural rigidity in evidence-based medicine. Now it misleads the tone because the passage is reflective, not joking, right? इसलिए D नहीं होगा. चलो, next question. If the author's Serbian doctor had encountered the same cough as in the UK, the most likely response consistent with the passage would have been, यानी सर्बियन डॉक्टर के पास अगर हम दिखाने गए होते, ठीक है, अपनी खांसी को लेकर के, तो क्या बोलता? क्या वो रिफ्यूज कर देता मेडिकेशन को? ना, रिफ्यूज तो यूके वाले कर रहे हैं. प्रिस्क्राइबिंग सेवरल टेस्ट और ट्रीटमेंट्स टू डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट थरोनेस. यस, बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर, क्योंकि वो अपना कंसर्न बता रहे हैं, राइट? How they are worried. They order all sorts of tests just in case, as mentioned in our passage. Encouraging the patient to tough it out alone as, ये कहाँ का है? ये तो नीदरलैंड का है. Denying care on cost effectiveness grounds. Again, it is reflecting UK. The passage associates with UK, not Serbia. So, B is the most appropriate answer. Next question. The passage as a whole can be read as an exploration of the superiority of evidence-based medical practice over cultural customs. No, गलत है. क्यों? Author does not claim evidence-based care is superior. कहीं नहीं बोला कि ये superior है, right? How differing healthcare system embody broader cultural attitudes toward responsibility and comfort. हाँ, सर्बिया में collective care मिला हमको, राइट? नीदरलैंड में हमको इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मिली, यूके में हमको एविडेंस बेस्ड एफिशिएंसी मिली, राइट? तो यस, बी इज द मोस्ट एप्ट आंसर ऑप्शन, राइट? टुगेदर दिस शो हाउ हेल्थ केयर रिफ्लेक्ट्स डीपर कल्चरल वैल्यूज अबाउट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, अबाउट कंफर्ट, अबाउट एफिशिएंसी. द इनएफिशिएंसी ऑफ कलेक्टिविस्ट हेल्थ केयर व्हेन कंपेयर्ड विद इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक मॉडल्स. सो ये भी गलत है. क्यों? कलेक्टिव केयर इज नॉट डिसमिस्ड एज इनएफिशिएंट. The futility of seeking medical care when illness resolved naturally. Now, D is oversimplifying. The author does not say that care is pointless, right? Next question. The underlying irony of the author's UK experience is that a system designed to optimize care may fail to deliver the relief patients most desire, right? और हाँ, यही हमारा सही आंसर है, क्योंकि जो यूके का सिस्टम है कैसा डिज़ाइन किया गया है? कैसा? टू मैक्सिमाइज एफिशिएंसी, राइट? दवाई मत लो, ऐसे ठीक हो जाओगे. टू दे रिलाई ऑन एविडेंस कि स्टडीज शोज, राइट? बट इन डूइंग सो इट डिनाइज कंफर्ट, जिसलिए पेशेंट डॉक्टर के पास जाता है, right? It denies comfort. So, system designed to optimize care but fail to deliver the comfort. Evidence-based medicine proves less accurate than folk remedies. Nah, incorrect passage does not claim folk remedies irrelevant. Doctors who prioritize efficiency paradoxically waste more resources. No, the system saves resources rather than wasting them. Opposite. Patient expectations are consistently met but satisfaction still declines. No, it is again wrong. The expectations are clearly not met, right? So we have come to an end of this particular RC analysis session. Hope you have understood all the passages, why answers are correct, why other choices are wrong, and you have successfully analyzed your mock. And I hope कि आपको 24 out of 24 आपने स्कोर किया हो. And all the best. Stay logical with Vidya.